Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's excel to excel. So first of all, I'm really sorry. I know it's been a while. It's almost 1 month, and एक महीने के बाद you'll be getting my videos because थोड़े busy थे and like personal issues थे, work front पे काफ़ी काम था, schools reopen हो चुके हैं and other stuff. But I promise from now on we'll be regular. Okay, आपको मेरे videos regularly मिलते रहेंगे. So last time के लिए sorry, माफ़ कर दीजिए please. And today we are again starting off with the poem from class 6, that is I opened a book. So without wasting any more time, let's just quickly get into the video. Thank you. I opened a book written by Julia Donaldson. It's a poem from the book Ratna Sagar publication Living English for the students of class 6. So like all our other videos, today before starting off with the explanation, let's get to know the author first or the poet first. She is an English writer, playwright and performer. She is best known for her popular rhyming stories for children. She used to sing in the streets and later rolled into the career of songwriting for children's television. Few of her famous works are The Gruffalo, Room on the Broom, The Snail and the Whale, etc. Now let's get to know the poem better. So let's just take up the brief overview of the poem. So the poem which we have, that is I opened a book, is actually deals with the importance of reading and how it helps an individual to grow not only mentally but emotionally as well. The poet here is trying to explain how every book gives us an opportunity to learn something new, to explore new ideas, and also to experience a complete new world which is beyond the real world. In this poem, also, the poet is trying to explain the joy of reading and how it leads us to a complete new world. So, when you'll read the poem, you'll understand how a book actually takes you to an imaginary world. Okay, and it gives you experience which is just impossible for you all to experience in the real world, in the world which we live. So now, without wasting any more time, let's just quickly take a read at the poem. I opened a book. The imaginary world a book brings to us remains with us long after we read the book. What is the poet's experience? So here we get to see that the poet, she is also reading a book and she is sharing her experience with us. Okay, I opened a book and in I strode. Now nobody can find me. I have left my chair, my house, my road, my town and my world behind me. I am wearing the cloak. I have slipped on the ring. I have swallowed the magic potion. I have fought with the dragon, dined with the king, and dived in a bottomless ocean. I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter and followed their road with its bumps and bends to the happily ever after. I have finished my book and out I came. The cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are just the same, but I have a book inside me. By Julia Donaldson. So this was just the reading of the poem so that you get a clear understanding of the pronunciation of certain words. ठीक है, ये आपके pronunciation के लिए था. Now let's get to understand the poem better. I opened a book and in I strode. Now what is the meaning of strode? Strode means to walk in long step. So the poet, she is saying that I have opened a book and in I strode. So क्या होता है? ऐसा physically it's not possible that you are walking inside the book. Is it possible for us to get inside the book? No. तो ये एक metaphorical like expression है. It's a metaphorical way of saying that she has entered the world of the imaginary world of the book. And now nobody can find me. So what is she trying to say? That even though physically she is very much there, okay, but mentally she is not there anymore. I have left my chair, my house, my road, my town and my world behind me. So now she is no more a part of this world. Even though अब suppose I am reading a book, ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं कि मैं इस दुनिया से गायब हो जाऊंगी. I will be very much there, but my mind, my mental condition, my mental state will not be here anymore, and I will be a part of that book. Okay, I am wearing the cloak. Now, what is the meaning of cloak? Cloak is a long, loose outer garment without sleeves. Okay. I have slipped on the ring. Slipped means to wear. I have swallowed the magic potion. What is the meaning of magic potion? A drink with magical powers. ओके आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारी लाइक पहले के टाइम पे बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी इस तरह की मूवीज़ आती थी, मैजिकल वर्ल्ड दिखाते थे, तो वहाँ पे मैजिक पोशंस होते थे जिसको पी करके लोग बड़े हो जा रहे हैं, कभी लोग छोटे हो जा रहे हैं, कभी लोग गायब हो जा रहे हैं, अदर स्टफ, राइट. I have fought with a dragon, dined with a king, and dived in a bottomless ocean. So now the poet here is sharing her experiences. जब वो बुक पढ़ी और उसने क्या क्या एक्सपीरियंस किया बुक पढ़ के. Now understand this. जब whenever we read a book, ऐसा नहीं है कि we are a part of that world now. Physically हम लोग उस सब चीज़ को experience कर रहे हैं. Physically she has actually met a like king, she's dining with the king or she's fighting a dragon. No, ऐसा बिल्कुल possible नहीं है. But when you read a book, what happens basically is, you feel कि अच्छा we are a part of that world. You must have experienced this while watching a movie also. Whenever you watch a very interesting movie, you are so much into the movie कि आप भूल जाते हो that you are actually a part of some other world. Okay, and you think yourself to be the heroes of the movie. आपको खुद लगता है कि आप खुद heroes हो, you are fighting there, right? I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter and followed their road with its bumps and bends to the happily ever after. Now this stanza actually talks about the emotional condition or the emotional bond we make with the characters of the book. You must have seen in movies as well, when there's something wrong with the actor or actresses, जब उनके साथ कुछ गलत होता है, we tend to feel very bad, we become very upset. हम लोग upset हो जाते, अरे यार उसके साथ कितना गलत हो गया, right? Similarly, this happens when you read a book as well. So we have made, like many friends as well. The poet, she's saying that when I was reading the book, I also made many friends. All right. And I shared their tears and laughter. What do you mean by that? So when she was, the characters there, they were upset. So even she started to cry. When the characters of the story, they were happy, even she was happy with them. And followed their roads with its bumps and bends. Followed their roads means followed their journey. So their journey, their story, even she became a part of it with its bumps and bends. Bumps and bends basically an expression which shows the uneven path, the rough path. तो उनके लाइफ के साथ जो भी इश्यूज चल रहे थे, ठीक है, whatever like the good things which were happening with them, the bad things which were happening with them, our poet, she was there with them. Emotionally, she was there with them. I have finished my book and out I came. The cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are just the same. But I have a book inside me. Now finally she says that I have finished my book. She has finished reading the book. Okay, and out I came. Remember in the first line we have an in I strode. So she went inside the book, metaphorically, है ना? Physically वो नहीं जा पाई, but mentally वो उस वर्ल्ड में थी, इमेजिनरी वर्ल्ड में थी, एंड नाउ शी इज आउट ऑफ दैट वर्ल्ड. Sorry. The cloak can no longer hide me. So again, the cloak which she was using to hide herself, to move into that imaginary world, to go into that imaginary world, that cloak can no longer hide her. Why? Because she's done with the book. उसका वो बुक पढ़ना हो गया है, उसने जो भी एक्सपीरियंस किया वो अब ख़त्म हो चुका है. Okay, my chair and my house are just the same, but I have a book inside me. Now what does this mean? Having a book inside me, physically ऐसा नहीं है कि उसने घोल के पी गया बुक और वो खा गई वो बुक, नहीं, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं था. The experiences which she had when she was reading the book, the friends which she has made while reading the book, they are still with her. So that is why she is saying, now I have a book inside me. So the characters, the feelings, the wonderful experience, the things which she has seen, those things are still with her. Okay, so basically this poem is a wonderful description of, like life of a reader, a person who loves to read book. It is a very beautiful description of how that person actually feels. Now, I have given you a vocabulary chart as well. Okay, so though I have given the meanings while I was explaining the poem, but still अगर आपको फिर भी लगता है कि कुछ भूल गए हो, मिस आउट कर गए हो, तो उसके लिए आपके पास vocabulary chart भी है. एंड आई हैव गिवन यू पैराफ्रेज इज वेल. पैराफ्रेज क्या होता है? आपका लाइन वाइज समरी काइंड ऑफ है, स्टैंजा वाइज. सो सपोज फर्स्ट स्टैंजा जो है, फर्स्ट 4 लाइन्स, वो क्या होता है? दैट इज एक्सप्लेनिंग हाउ अ रीडर कैन गेट लॉस्ट इन अ बुक unaware of the world around them. Okay, the next stanza is actually about the experiences. Remember, we had this line, I am wearing the cloak, I slipped on the ring, swallowed the magic potion, fought with the dragon. So whatever she has experienced, this stanza, second stanza, deals with that. Okay, then we have our third stanza, that is from lines 12 to lines 9 to 12, sorry. This showcases how a book can make you relate with the characters. When she said that I made some friends, I shared their laughters and tears. So the emotional bond which we make with the characters of the book. And in the last stanza, it depicts how the experience stays behind with the reader, even when the book is over. So book पढ़ना हो चुका है, but फिर भी जो experience है वो reader के साथ रह जाता है. Okay, so what is the theme of the poem? The theme here is the imaginary world a book creates. Okay, and what is the message that we are getting? A book can take us to an imaginary world. Okay, or take us to places where we can never imagine going. हम लोग जहाँ पे कभी नहीं जा सकते हैं. Can you in real life imagine to meet a dragon? Can you in real life imagine to dine with a king? No. But with the help of a book, we can do that. Alright, now here is a list of poetic device that has been used in the poem. So first one is imagery. Imagery क्या होता है? आपको ये book के last में भी मिलेगा. Imagery क्या हो रहा है? When the objects or the images which sparks our imagination. इस तरह का object या image रहेगा जिससे हम imagine करने लगते हैं चीज़ों को. Then you have alliteration. Alliteration क्या होता है? When the same words are being repeated. जैसे example आता है bends and bumps and bends. So this letter B is being repeated. So that is an example of alliteration. Then you have rhyme. So आपका इस poem में rhyme scheme भी follow किया गया है. जैसे suppose first line is I opened a book and in I strode. And the third line is I have left my chair, my house, my road. Okay. Then ring, king. Potion, ocean. Friends, bends. Laughter, after. तो इस तरह से rhyme scheme follow किया गया है. And anaphora. Anaphora क्या होता है? Anaphora is another poetic device जिसमें जो first word होता है, okay, of 2 lines, 2 sentences के जो first words रहते हैं वो क्या होते हैं? repeat हो रहे होते हैं. जैसे suppose you must have seen in the second stanza we have lines like I have swallowed the magic potion, and the second sentence is I have fought with a dragon. So this I have is being repeated. That is an example of anaphora. Then you have I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter. Again, I and I is being repeated. So this is an example of anaphora. Okay, so these are certain poetic device used here. Now, taking up the back question, let me just zoom this a bit. तो यहाँ पे आपको क्या करना है? Tick the ideas that are expressed in the poem. Match the idea to a line in the poem. Okay, suppose here, how much the poet enjoys reading. So it's very evident. ये पूरे poem में ही है कि that she enjoys reading a lot. Okay, so from the very first line only you can say that I opened a book and in I strode. So she just glides into the imaginary world. ठीक है? So you can write line 1. Then the poet leaves her home to read a book. So when you take up the third line, I have left my chair, my house, my road. इसमें ये मिलेगा आपको. So you can write number 3 there or line 3. Then the third line says that the poet forgets the world while reading a book. So she has forgotten about everything. So यहाँ पे भी it can be line 4 where she is writing my town and my world behind me. So she has left everything behind her. She has forgotten everything. तो ये हो जाएगा आपका line 4. Then the next is that the poet enters another world by wearing a cloak and a ring. Again, this comes from line 5. Alright, second stanza का पहला line है and पूरे poem का ये line 5 है. Next one is that a book creates a world the poet escapes to like a magic gateway. Okay, तो ये आपका कहाँ पे चला जा रहा है? Again, ये आपका line 1 भी आप इसमें लिख सकते हो. Okay. That the next one, that the poet leaves the real world behind when she reads a book. Again, this is from line 4. My town and my world behind me. Okay, this is from line 4. that when the poet finishes the book, she comes back to the real world. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? This is from the 4th stanza, first line, that is line 13. I'm going very quick. आप speed slow कर सकते हो, okay? And then you can take note. That even when the poet is back in the real world, the world of the book stays with her. This is from the last line, that I have a book inside me. Okay. And last, that the poet swallows a book to really read it. Now this is incorrect, but because ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है that the poet is swallowing the book. Okay. Now we have certain questions here like, what objects or images in the poem create the idea of entering a magic world? ओके तो इसका आंसर आपको मिल जाएगा सेकेंड स्टैंजा में, वेयर शी इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट वेयरिंग cloak and slipping on the ring and swallowing of the magic potion, fighting with dragons, dining with image and like diving into the bottomless ocean. तो ये सब जो कुछ images हैं and objects हैं वो बता रहे हैं that she has entered a magical world. Next you have, I have fought with the dragon to the happily ever after. So basically यहाँ पे आपका सेकेंड स्टैंजा का थर्ड लाइन एंड थर्ड स्टैंजा फुल. Okay, so this line is for this reference to context has been taken from these 6 lines. The question is, what does the poet mean here? Has the poet actually done these things? If not, how has she had these experiences? तो ओके तो पहला तो सवाल ये बात है कि आपका अगर रेफरेंस टू कॉन्टेक्स्ट है तो इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू फर्स्ट इंट्रोड्यूस योर पोएम, इंट्रोड्यूस योर पोएट. ओके एंड ये लाइंस कहाँ से लिया गया है, हु इज़ स्पीकिंग दीज लाइंस, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपको भले ही मैंशन ना किया गया हो बट इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू मैंशन दैट. ठीक है. सो यू कैन स्टार्ट योर आंसर बाय राइटिंग दैट द अबव मेंशन लाइन हैज़ बीन टेकन फ्रॉम द पोएम आई ओपनड अ बुक रिटन बाय जूलिया डोनाल्डसन. ओके नाउ व्हाट डज द पोएट मीन हियर? इसमें यहाँ इस लाइन में पोएट बोलना क्या चाह रही है? सो द पोएट हियर इज एक्चुअली ट्राइंग टू express or explain her experiences. Whatever she has experienced while reading a book, she is trying to deliver that. Has the poet actually done these things? No, the poet has not done these things. If not, how has she had these experiences? So she has had these experiences by reading a particular book, by reading book. ओके सो यू कैन एलैबोरेट योर आंसर्स एज वेल. आप पैराफ्रेज से हेल्प ले सकते हैं, आप मेरे एक्सप्लेनेशन से हेल्प ले सकते हैं, एंड यू कैन ऑलवेज एलैबोरेट योर आंसर. ऑलराइट, सो दिस वाज इट फॉर टुडेज वीडियो. इफ़ यू लाइक दिस वीडियो, काइंडली लाइक, oh my god, let me just zoom this out a bit. Kindly like, share and subscribe, and if you have any doubt you can comment down below. कुछ भी question है, कुछ भी पूछना है, आप comment कर सकते हैं. So till then, let's meet in our next video.